you see, Freemasonry, under the guise of charity and just a good bunch of guys having a joke with each other, a little club, a little boys' club, is a help themselves organization which takes over any system into which it's introduced, with oaths of secrecy, blood oaths and death oaths and all the rest of it. And you'd have to ask yourself why charitable organizations must take death oaths for charity's sake. Because it's nothing to do with charity. The big charity is in their own pockets. And they help each other to get contracts, especially government contracts. They must swear to keep each other's secret from the public and from everyone else, the profane, as they say. It's a system that runs the systems in every country.
Give me that old talking about religion. Give me that old hallelujah, hallelujah, good enough for me. It was good for my mother. It was good for my father. It will help you when you're crying. Hallelujah. Give me that old time religion. Good religion that we use.
I'm pure and virtuous and wholesome and innocent. I am Lucifer.
Okay, define Lucifer for me.
Pure, virtuous, wholesome.
So you see these characters have their little clubs throughout all the countries, especially up in the realms which you take for granted, your police, your military, civil service, bureaucracy, politicians. It's wherever the public money feeds them, that's where they are. The public produce the honey for the hive. That's your tax money. That's where the biggest money happens to be, is in that big pot. And they all want to get in there and take the scoops of it out for themselves. So they put their boys in at the top to make sure that the honey trickles in the right direction. And it's run on a criminal basis, basically, where they are an elitist group claiming to be enlightened, and it's their duty really to use the profane. That's what the profane are there for, according to them. And they're sworn to secrecy. Well, how can they be sworn to secrecy to serve a brotherhood first and foremost, and help each other, and lie on oath for each other, if need be, and serve your country too? It's impossible, you see. This is through the entire world, this system, from the top to the bottom. And many people live their lives completely oblivious of it. They don't know why they can't get the right jobs. They don't know why they're passed over for promotions and so on. And it's because they don't have the right connections. That's why. You'll find this in every country on the planet. A religion which encompasses all other religions, and yet it's seldom noticed by the people as they walk past these little lodges in their villages, towns and cities. And they think it's just some sort of charitable boys' club where they play themselves and get away from their wives for a little while. It's much, much deeper. You don't take these kind of oaths as an adult and accept the penalties for disclosing the information, or the secrets as they call it. You don't take these kind of oaths lightly. These are taken with complete conviction, because they're serious oaths. And they must lie to everyone pretty well. protect a brother. They also let Freemasons off with petty things, fines, parking offences, speeding offences. They get deals on their property assessments. When they need loans from banks, they get them very quickly, generally the same day. They're automatically approved and passed and verified and vouched for. A system within a system. And the Masonic policemen that will stop you and give you the hard time, if you give them the right signs and passwords, will let you go. And the guy behind you who doesn't know the right signs and passwords will have to pay up and pay up and pay up and take the consequences. And we call this a fair, just system. There's nothing fair and just about it. And even if you try to close them down, they'll simply metamorph into another thing, another area, a different name, and carry on with more secrecy, because the world is run by secrecy. Your secret services, intelligence services, are Freemasonic as well. It's pretty well mandatory that you must be a Mason to be part of it, because you've already learned how to keep your mouth shut and how to stand up and lie for each other when need be. That's quite the insurance policy for the Secret Service agents and people who could take the heat if they were found doing the nefarious things which they often do. It's an insurance policy. Same in the police. That when the police foul up and someone's head is on the block, as they say, because he shot someone by mistake or whatever, the rest of them will stand up for this guy. They'll all sit and write the same story in their books, stand up in court and justify whatever ridiculous story they give to get their brother off the hook. There's nothing new in this at all. This kind of behavior encourages worse behavior each time they get away with it, because that's human nature. Not only the male lodges have to be watched carefully and scrutinized, so do the female ones, because the female ones tend to go off onto the school boards and other charity events, and they become directors and so on, and you wonder where all your policies locally are coming from and how we're becoming globalized and following international standards. You've got to check out every single person who you have allowed to get up over your head and make laws which affect you. You must demand to know what organizations they have sworn allegiance to. And some of them are very well camouflaged if you just read their names. Tremendously well camouflaged, not by chance. And people say, how do you stop this? How do you divert it? How do you deflect this agenda? And I tell them, if you are going to play the game, and that's all it is, playing a game of voting in pre-selected people, you better demand to know everything about that person that you're going to give your authority to, who's going to pass laws which will affect you or your children. You have the right to know everything which they have subscribed to, joined, sworn allegiance to, and then you better do your homework and find out, what kind of strange religion is this that runs your world, which you think is just a charitable institution?